was going to sell this. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's video are the top 5 Louis Vuitton purchases that I have made so far. And I'm going to say so far because I'm not done with Louis Vuitton, because we all know I love Louis Vuitton and it's one of my favourite houses. But so far, let's look at the top 5 purchases I have made from Louis Vuitton so far. And we'll have a little bit of a chat about some of the things you would have thought might be in here that aren't, and my reasonings why, because I think that might help you if you are considering buying some Louis Vuitton or starting to buy some pieces. And a lot of the pieces that we recommend quite regularly, maybe I'll give you my thinking of why I haven't put it in my top 5, and let's just get into it before I keep blabbering and change my mind as I talk. Number 1, without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, no surprise to anyone, and it is the Louis Vuitton Never Full, and mine is in the GM size. This is my workhorse. This is my everyday bag, and when I say everyday bag, I do not carry a bag that size that takes me completely out of the frame every day on the daily basis if I'm going shopping or something like that. This is my everyday work bag. It fits my laptop, my notebooks, my files, my pens, everything, my chargers, everything that I need to bring, and I just find it fabulous for that. This is my second one, and I think that is the proof is in the pudding in respect of how much I love this bag and how useful it is. I had the exact same bag but with the beige interior and the cursive writing from years ago. I had it for 10 years. I used it every day as my work bag. I used it every time I travelled. It got completely and utterly destroyed. She's still upstairs holding files in my home office, really as a decor piece. Well, it's still being useful, but she can't be completely retired. That would just hurt me too much because I'm sentimental Sally. But as soon as that bag really just needed to be retired, I bought the exact same one again because it is such a useful bag and I just find it fabulous. That being said, only if you have a need for such a big, massive bag. But for me, this has been my number 1 best Louis Vuitton purchase, let alone in the top 5. I think it's absolutely fabulous. It goes everywhere with me, even when I travel. It's my travel bag. And without a doubt, if anything would happen to that bag, it's probably the bag that I would replace again first. So let's get that out of the way as number 1, because I'm sure if you've watched this channel before, you knew that was coming. Number 2, and these are now in no particular order. These are the rest of my top 5. And number 2, because it's the first one that is beside me, and it is the Recto Verso. And this would be a shocker if you've watched any of the videos that I made previously whenever I was going to sell this. Because I ordered it, I thought it was going to be all singing, all dancing. What I thought it was going to do in my head, it didn't do, and I will explain that. So I wasn't using it. I had it listed for sale. It was completely brand new, and then someone had said to me, you need to try that because it's fabulous. My flaw was my own flaw. Whenever I bought this, I thought it was going to be a key holder, in that in the inside pocket here, I thought my key fob was going to go, that it was going to hold my cards, that it was going to hold cash in here, and I thought there would never be another need for an SLG ever. Well, that's just ridiculous, because it's still just an SLG. One of you wonderful people who has subscribed to my channel gave me the idea to add on this little wristlet, which I bought from Amazon and was cheap as chips. Sorry, I will link it down below. It literally just adds on to the zip, and it means that I use this if I am carrying, say for example, the Never Full with everything in it for work. I just then grab this, and if I'm running into the garage or the shop, this is what comes with me, and I find it so usable. I now have my cards in the back. I have loyalty cards in the front here. When I am shopping, I will normally stuff my receipts in here to be sorted out whenever I get back. And then in here, I believe there is some cash in here, and there are some additional bank cards that I don't need every day. This has been fabulous. When I started to use it, yes, completely realised how good it is. This makes it for me. It's a really, really good piece. I was too harsh on her at the start, and I would say she is one of my best buys. Again, there's no printing or anything on it, so I don't need to worry about the wear, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I use it every single day. I do have a video comparing that to the Victorine wallet, which I also really like, but that video goes into depth out looking at that versus the Victorine and what I think is better and what I've been using more. I was thinking there very recently that I should maybe swap into the Victorine wallet again and give it a go and see how I get on with it, because I know a lot of people also really recommend it. Plus it was a gift for me from my husband and my children, and because I'm very sentimental, that makes me feel like I really want to try and use it. So I may do that, but so far I've been really loving this and it is one of my top 5 purchases. And saying this in the context of this video, and not to sound like, oh, I'm wonderful and I have so many Louis Vuitton pieces, but I do have a lot of Louis Vuitton pieces, so to make the top 5, they really must be good, in my opinion. Number 3 is the key holder. Now, mine is the 4-ring key holder because I don't have a need for the 6-ring key holder. My key fob, my car fob, we swap cars between myself and my husband quite often depending who has the children, so it makes sense not to have it included in this. And this is the 4 keys that I need every day. I find that this just keeps it neat. I use mini bags a lot, so it means that they just slot in. The leather in the inside, or the material of the bag, is protected from the prongs on the keys. It also means that I can find them, especially in that never full. Even though there's an organizer in it, I'm wild for just throwing everything into it. And then, where are my keys? Now I know where my keys are and they stand out and they sit. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best pieces that I have bought. And that was coming in at number 3. Now, the next one, I'm going to give an honourable mention right in the middle of the video. But my agenda needs an honourable mention. She's in the middle of being swapped over, which is why she's empty. But I love it. I do love it. And the reason that I am not putting her in the top 5 is because when the agenda needed to be fixed and the print, or the fabric, no, I can't speak, the brass came off the button, I bought this little cheap one with things falling out of it from Amazon. It does the same job. And I'm switching between the two because I've just ordered new stuff and that needs to be reset up again. But I suppose because this does the same job is why it's not making the top 5, because if I didn't have that, I coped okay with this. First world problems and all of that. So coming in at number 4 is the Nice Mini. I absolutely love this. I can honestly say, hand on heart, this is one of the Louis Vuitton pieces that I was most excited to receive. I was excited to get it. I was excited to order my organizer. I was excited to get all my makeup in it and start setting it up and having it like this. This is the way it sits on my desk. This is my day-to-day makeup. It sits like this. They never really come out of it. When I'm traveling, I just take the brushes out and lie them across it and zip it up, and it comes like this. I think it's a fabulous piece. I love the look of having the Louis Vuitton monogram sitting on my desk. And it just, if you can hear that, by the way, my dog's just come back to see me. And it sits like that. I just think it's fab. It's one of my absolute favourite pieces. It's one of the pieces that if anything were to happen to that, I would buy another one. Before my mum had her stroke, I had actually bought her one of those, which I sold because I felt it would upset her, even though she's made a very good recovery. Her hand isn't the same, and opening the zips I felt would just, I didn't think it would be a good thing. I thought it would be a negative reminder for her. So I actually sold it and bought her a hotel stay. But I think it's an absolute fabulous piece from Louis Vuitton, and it's definitely one of my top 5. Number 5, and in no particular order, of my top 5 Louis Vuitton purchases. Hello! Somebody wants me to give him attention and stop filming. But he's here beside us, so we'll just, we'll keep him happy by stroking his head. Do you want up? Is that what's wrong? Come on up. Come on up and see everybody. Come on. Come on up and see everybody. Hello. Hello, my boy. You sit on mummy's knee. You sit on mummy's knee. Anyway, okay, the other one has just came. Do you want up as well? Are we having a family photo? Oh, come here, wee woman. He is one of the loves of my life. He's called Louis, after Mr. Vuitton. He's giving me lots of kisses. And this little lady who is dancing at my feet, I don't know if she's going to come or not. If anyone out there is watching this and is really only here for the Louis Vuitton and is not a dog lover, I apologise. But let's just take a minute to love him. Okay, number 5 on the top 5 purchases that I've ever made from Louis Vuitton is without a doubt. Without a doubt, she is, do you not agree? She is absolutely fabulous, and I Normally when I talk about these bags, I will say how much I love both of them because I'm lucky enough to have 2 of these. But if I'm going for my top 5 purchases, it's this one in this colour. I was so lucky to get this. This was sold out. My essay, it took I think about 3 to 4 months to find this. This one was the last in Europe. It was flown to me from Monaco. It's the colour of it. It's absolutely fabulous. It's a really, really special piece. I love wearing it. I've said before in videos that I will go out of my way to try and wear something that allows me to wear this with it. I get numerous messages about people asking me to sell it. I'm not selling it, by the way. But this is definitely in my top 5 ever Louis Vuitton purchases. If anything happened to this because it can't be replaced as far as luxury items go, I would be very upset. And I know it's first world problems and not a major problem, but as far as we're talking about luxury, this I would really, really miss. I absolutely love this bag. I have said before, because I don't want to just give everything rosy on this channel, I have a video that will probably be out before this, which are the luxury items I have and I love but I don't recommend, and this is one of them. And the reason is outlined in that video. It's because of it can be awkward to use. So if you are thinking about one of these in the mini size, please watch that video first, because I talk about how much I love this and it's one of my best Louis Vuitton purchases, but I'm very lucky to have other bags. If you're thinking about spending the money on it, please watch that first, just to make sure that that isn't something that would mean that you may not find this to be the best purchase for you and your lifestyle. But for me, she's absolutely in the top 5 because I adore this bag. They're just, sometimes there aren't words for her. We have a very happy relationship. Those are my top 5 Louis Vuitton purchases so far ever, I would say. Of all the Louis Vuitton that I have, those are probably the top 5. I hope that this has given you some insight into my purchases and my preferences and given you some food for thought if you're looking at any of these for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here. If you have enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up. But thank you so much for watching. Please take care and I will see you again in the next one.